In Kentucky, one county clerk is bravely standing up for what she believes in, hating gay people. Kim Davis has become a folk hero thanks to many anti-gay organizations that are bussing in supporters and handing her awards, all for just refusing to do her job, which is to hand out marriage licenses regardless of whether or not the couple asking for it is of the same sex or not. Not doing your job is the hot new trend sweeping the nation amongst fundamentalist Christians. People like pharmacists refusing to give medicine to women because it might prevent them from getting pregnant, or bakers refusing to give cakes to people because it might be eaten by gay people. On a scale of how fucked up all of this is, I would say that Davis falls somewhere in between those two examples, because probably no one has ever died from not getting a marriage license, unless you consider people who marry for medical insurance. But also, you wouldn't even be able to get a wedding cake, let alone be denied one, if you can't even have a wedding in the first place. Amazingly, federal district court judge David Bunning has failed to fire Davis for not doing her job, although he has ordered that she do her job. This order, of course, is the one that she has been defying by continuing to just not do her job and obtain said folk hero status. The bigots are pretending that this is about religious freedom. She can't do her job because it's against her religion to let gay people get married. So that makes perfect sense until you consider all of the ways that can go horribly wrong, even for the bigots themselves. For instance, if one of them gets in an accident, loses a lot of blood, and ends up in the hospital with a nurse who's a Jehovah's Witness who doesn't believe in blood transfusions. Sorry, you can't fire her. It's against her religion to do her job. Or let's say they go to the DMV and they happen to be a woman, and the DMV clerk happens to be a fundamentalist Muslim man who, I'm sorry, it's just against his religion to allow women to drive. You can't fire him for that. Despite all that, I certainly sympathize with Ms. Davis, because if I were a county clerk in bumfuck Kentucky and two homophobic bigots came in looking for a marriage certificate, I know that I would be tempted to exercise the tiny amount of power in my otherwise pathetic life to make their lives more miserable. But I wouldn't, because I know that I would get fired. Even though I could claim that my religion forces me to do this. I mean, I'm a secular humanist, and I might interpret that to mean that I should not bring any joy to the lives of horrible bigots. And if I did do that, then I would risk going to secular humanist hell, which ironically is actually just an 8 a.m. fundamentalist Christian church service on a nice Sunday. So I wouldn't do that, and neither should folk hero Kim Davis.